King Misuzulu wants his father's marriage to his second wife declared null and void. But the Queen, who is disputing his ascendancy, says she is entitled to half of King Goodwill Zwelithini's estate. AmaZulu King Misuzulu Kazwelithini has launched a counter-application in the Pietermaritzburg High Court seeking to declare the civil marriage between his father, King Goodwill Zwelithini, and his second wife, Queen Sibongile Winifred Zulu, null and void. The marriage, according to civil laws, took place on December 27, 1959. He is supported in his application by Misuzulu Kazwelithini, Prime Minister of the Zulu Nation, and the executor of the estate of his mother, Queen Misuzulu Zulu, who became regent to hold the throne for the time being during the period of mourning after the death of the king on March 21. When the Queen passed away on April 29, it paved the way for Misuzulu Kazwelithini to take over the throne. His ascendancy is being disputed by Queen Sibongile Zulu and two of her daughters, who lodged an application in the Pietermaritzburg High Court. The princess said King Zwelithini's will was fraudulent. Queen Sibongile Zulu said as she was the only wife married in terms of civil law, and in community of property, she was entitled to a half share of the late king's estate, including all tribal lands under his control. Zwelithini, in his affidavit in support of the counter-application, said the late king's will was authentic, and, during his life, he had consistently made his succession wishes clear. It was also clear, and settled in customary law, that the late queen's eldest son would succeed the late king, and King Misuzulu's succession was a foregone conclusion in terms of the KwaZulu Natal Traditional Leadership and Governance Act. Turning to the contentions of Princesses Ntando Nkosi Zulu and Misuzulu Zulu Duma, that the signature on the will was not that of the late king, Zwelithini said they had relied on the evidence of a handwriting expert who had not put up his qualifications, who compared the signature on the will with that on a bottle of the late king's favorite brand wine and one in a dedication book. I had misgivings about the sources used, he said. He instructed his attorneys to obtain the services of a qualified handwriting expert, Cecil Greenfield, who found the signature was authentic by comparing two wills signed by the late king which, in any event, were consistent with his wishes. Zwelithini said apart from rumblings in the media suggesting there were other princes and princesses who aspired to have become the successor to the throne, I have never been formally made aware, certainly not in the context of a Zulu royal family meeting, that any such princes or princesses have been nominated or identified. Turning to the Queen's application regarding the division of the late king's estate, he said the matter was best dealt with by the executor of the estates. However, she could not now, 50 years on, wish away the king's other wives. He said the fact that the couple had been married civilly was irrelevant, because it was preceded by a customary marriage which was completed and consummated. The upshot of this was that, as a matter of law, the parties were precluded from entering a civil marriage, Zwelithini said. Although the events leading up to the marriage took place a long time ago, I vividly recall them. The late king's family negotiated and paid lobola. A ceremony was held where the Queen's family handed her over. Thereafter she was formally accepted into the Zulu family. The civil marriage was an exercise in futility. It is for this reason that King Misuzulu Zulu has launched the counter-application. He said the recognition and proprietary consequences of marriages between the late king and his wives were regulated by the Recognition of Customary Marriages Act. The applications have yet to be set down for hearing. You're listening to 24/7 SA News. Hit the like button and subscribe for more hot news.